It's the 12th of February 2025. A very good evening to our viewers of West Nile Television, particularly the Nilecast News Bulletin. A very good evening once again. My name is Mercy Daru, the anchor for tonight's News Bulletin, and you're very much welcome to the News Bulletin. Before we dash any further, let's first take a look on the headlines making up big stories for tonight.
Coming up in the news tonight, schools in Arua City excel in 2024 UCE results. Arua Central Division awards 2024 POE Best Performers. And Ivory West cited for high teenage pregnancy. More of these details will come in the Nilecast live at 7 p.m.
Welcome back from the headlines and moving straight to our stories tonight. And to start with Arua City, different secondary schools in Arua City yesterday expressed great joy after the release of the UCE results that was released by the Ministry of Education and Sports under the new curriculum. The new curriculum that was introduced last academic year 2024 has given surprise to both the learners and the teachers in Arua City. And West Nile Television yesterday and today took a monitoring in different secondary schools in Arua City. Take a look.
Different secondary schools in Arua City with their stakeholders are in great joy as the learners excel after the release of 2024 Uganda Certificate of Education result on Tuesday, 11th of Feb 2025. It is the first of its kind. The candidates have sat for UNEB under new curriculum, which at first generated fear amidst the stakeholders of how the outcome of the results would be, hence turned to be party moments for most of the schools. Matuelia Kimonyiga, the head teacher from Varasine Secondary School, says, though it was hard at the beginning, the outcome has really impressed the various stakeholders, therefore appreciates the candidates for the brilliant achievement.
We know the beginning was not easy when we started the new lower secondary school curriculum implementation. We were not sure how we were moving. A lot of effort was put in place, especially to guide these learners. So we want to say thank you to God, because this was really God's favor. Because when it came to second term, when we sat for mock, the regional mock, the result was generally poor across West Nile. But now, when UNEB did training for our teachers, I think when we came back, we had to do a lot of discussions. You know, we had to bring those trained by UNEB to come and help our learners. So in the end, I think when they sat for their exams, they kept telling us the papers were much better than the mock. I also want to thank the candidates themselves, because towards the end, we had to push them, we had to remove them from their free times to make sure they were with the teachers for discussions, for guidance, and so on. So if they didn't take our advice, we would not have got this number of 225 in the first grade out of 227. So it is all about trusting God, working hard, and learning to practice what you have been taught.
More so, some of the students at Mvarasine Secondary School have expressed their joy after the school's excellency in the results.
My name is Kade Susan Moses from S3 East. I'd like to thank the whole of West Nile for supporting us into bringing good results, because for the first time ever in history of the West Nile, in our great region, our school, imagine we're all carrying the badges that our school.
Similarly, Jidiru Hogla, head teacher Manbe Public Senior Secondary School, appreciates all the stakeholders for the great result, since it was a collective effort.
From what was analyzed, all the candidates that were registered, 51, they have been graded in result 1. And when we equate this to the old curriculum, that should have to actually mean first grade. But the new system is different. These learners who are graded in result 1 are learners who are going to get transcripts and certificates. So that means they have all passed. They have all passed, and they're going to go to the next level to join A level. And this result has been achieved as a result of hard work from the teachers, from the students themselves, from the parents, and all other stakeholders, the PTA, the board, the directors of the school, the non-teaching staff. They all contributed to bring this success. It was not a one-man's work.
Similarly, Angwa Bernard, head teacher St. Peter's Sida Liba Senior Secondary School, expressed his gratitude as his candidates also excelled.
We registered last year 42 candidates in senior 4, and we had 16 females, then 26 males, making total of 42. Out of this total of 42, the new grading has come in, but most of us may not understand it, because in that new curriculum, there was activity integration, which we have been submitting to the UNEP. There was also project work, which we have been submitting to the UNEP. Then the final 80%, because all those were the two were adding to 20%. Then the 80% was sought during the UC examination, the finals. So all these were combined as a school. We worked tooth and nail to ensure that we submitted all what was required by UNEP. And this has made us now to obtain result 1. That's according to the grading. We didn't register any other person in a result 2 or 3 or 4, 7 like that.
It is the first of its kind. The candidates have sat for the exams under new curriculum since its introduction in 2022, and over 300,000 candidates registered for UC exams 2024, in which 98% have passed to get certificates. Oraku Benson Pastore, reporting for West Nile Television Nilecast.
Welcome back from that story, and still in education and still in Arua City, different stakeholders and authorities of Arua Central Division yesterday 11th of February 2025 awarded best performed pupils and schools that topped the last year's PLE within the area, and these pupils and schools were awarded with certificates and other items such as mattresses, among others. And Farish Majid has more of the story.
I take this privilege to hand over these items to our best candidates of PLE 2024.
In an attempt to promote quality education within the area, the Central Division authorities in Arua City on 11 February 2025 awarded the best pupils and schools that topped last year's primary living examinations within the area. This was during a function spearheaded by the Education and Sports Department, attended by a number of stakeholders where the learners, plus the schools were awarded mattresses and certificates for the achievement. In last year's primary living examination, the division registered a total of 3,143 learners in both the government and private schools across the division. Mungu Jackson Solomon from Arua Hill Primary School emerged as the best candidate from the public schools, while Romgatluak Yet topped learners from the private schools in the division. Among those who got awarded is Gatluak Riam Ditwur, a hearing impaired learner who scored a grade 19 in Division 2 as a special need learner, is grateful for being among those recognized and rallied the fellow learners on hard work.
I can advise them to be improved and continue to work hard. Meanwhile,
Adirwas Marcia Beatrice, the head teacher of Arua Hill Primary School, which topped government schools within the division, with 7 learners passing in Division 1 to business success, to unity and commitment of our staff.
What made us to at least get the 7 is unity. There is unity between the administration and the teachers. And the second thing which has made us to attain this is the selflessness of the teachers. They are not forced to do anything. They take teaching as their treasure. They enter willingly. Therefore, they give their whole time with the children from morning up to sunset there with the children. Then putting God first was also one thing we attribute to this achievement. Every morning the P7 have their devotion and evening they have their devotion.
Asiku Geoffrey, the inspector of schools within the division, says that the purpose of this award is to motivate the learners and schools in the division.
We are doing this to motivate. Personally, town clerk, the budget was enough advantage that the head teachers come with at least some 2 or 3 current candidates to come and see this for themselves, so that they get motivated. When they go back to their schools, they come and see their colleagues who excel being awarded, and then they go and tell to their fellow pupils. But nevertheless, we are going forward. We have started this.
Drakuma Malik, the town clerk of Central Division, says there are plans to make the awards better in future.
We are also doing it. Are we doing it better than, because we should be ahead of others? Are we doing it better than some of the councils? If we are not, then we need to improve and do better than other councils. Best among equals. I'm glad my OB is here, the head teacher of Awendere. After you are here, we should always be among the best among equals. That is the motto from St. John's College Ombachi. And we're going to do it. So I want to assure you that next awarding ceremony of this caliber will be totally different from what is today.
Bako Judith, the assistant resident city commission in charge of the division, asked parents to take their parent obligations seriously for performance to improve in the area.
Know who the friends of your children are, so that you will be able to be awarded as a parent whose child has succeeded. Know who the teachers of your children are, so that when they are performing badly, you will be able to go to this teacher and ask where is the challenge, so that together we can be able to address.
Drakuma Malik, the town clerk of Central Division, says there are plans to make the awards better in future. 181 learners out of 2,754 learners passed in Division 1 within the area, 1,306 passed in Division 2, and 224 learners failed examinations within the area. Farish Majid, reporting for West Nile TV. Now,
welcome back from that story, and it is good that there's a say that you reap what you sow, and most schools actually reaped it already, and bravo to all the schools in Arua City that topped PLE of last year. And moving to Aivu West, at least 10 teenage mothers on average per month seek for antenatal health services. That is in Aivuni Health Center 3 in Aivu West, and this was explained to West Nile Television by His Worship the Mayor of Arua City, Honorable Wadrisam Nyakwa, and Jura Joseph reports.
With the interventions from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Health to reduce on the high rate of teenage pregnancy and school dropout across the country, many communities are still registering a rise in the vice. The community of Aivu West in Arua City is among the few cited for high school dropout and teenage pregnancy. Jacqueline Adiru, 18 years from Maracha, living in Aivuni, now expecting her second child, says she got pregnant at the age of 16 in 2023 after dropping out from school due to no support from parents. Joyce Onjiro, a midwife working in Aivuni Health Center 3, said that the facility receives over 100 teenage mothers per year. The facility receives over 100 teenage mothers per year, with many of them being school dropouts.
Young mothers from the age of 15 to 19 years, on a monthly basis, I can say we receive 10 mothers. at least every month, these teenage mothers from the age of 15 to 19 years. If you take this one, now, like for a year, you can receive more than 100 teenage mothers in this health facility.
Onjero, however, said the challenges that are faced by the girls is lack of support from the parents that has contributed to the rise in teenage pregnancies among the girls.
There is also this challenge of poor parenting. Most of the mothers, they don't get support from the parents. Mostly when they're in school, they see scholastic materials. If they cannot provide for them, the other needs, they end up dropping out of school, then they end up in these marriages.
Wadrisam Nyakwa, the mayor of Arua City, has blamed the rampant rise in the teenage pregnancies to poor parenting and the freedom to social life in the community.
It is true the teenage pregnancies are on the rise, especially the areas along the border. When you look at areas like Adumi, the upper Dumi, when you look at areas like Pajulu at the border, when you look at that section of Waifu near the border, when you look at all those areas which are along the border, the parents of these girls are supposed to take full responsibility, because it is assumed that children, even if they are 15, 16, 17, they are still under the minority age, and when they take decisions, those decisions are not so binding.
Nyakwa says the council has confirmed the efforts that are in process to curb the situation on ground by having an ordinance passed to regulate the social activities like discourse to reduce the vice.
On our part as a council, we are doing everything to come up with an ordinance to regulate discourse. It is already coming for the first reading. Once that ordinance is passed and gazetted, it will go a long way in helping address this issue.
According to the findings from the health facilities, there is a high rise in the number of teenage girls seeking for antenatal health services in Ive West compared to the expectant mothers from the age of 25 to 40 years. Joseph Churwa reporting.
It's a very bad indicator for Arua City and West Nile at large. Education is key, and we still continue to urge the parents and different stakeholders to continue to play their roles and send all these children to school so that they can prevent loitering in the different villages where they're staying. And education, as I said, is key, and it's very important for all learners to go to school. And as a parent and different stakeholders, we shall testify of the goodness of education in future when these kids grow up and they are learned and they have studied, and there you will see the benefits. So parents, please and please, let's send back our children to school. First term has just started. It's not yet late for us to send these children back to school. And moving to, that is Pakwach district, Pakwach sub-county leaders today paid their last respect to the fallen former head teacher, late Patrick Ungola, who passed away on the 9th of February 2025 at St. Luke's Hospital, Angal, after long illness. And Alfred Jawok has more of the details.
Pakwach sub-county leaders on Wednesday, 12 February 2025, gathered at Koba Village, Mukale Parish, to pay their last respect to former head teacher Patrick Ongala, who passed away on 9th Feb 2025 at St. Luke Hospital, Angal, after long illness. The emotional tribute was testimony to the strong bonds of teachers and shared values that exist within the sub-county. As the mourners converged at Koba Village, they were met with the somber faces and tearful eyes. Alex Mashaka, the head catechist of Pakwach Catholic Parish, said the atmosphere was heavy with grief, yet it was also filled with a sense of celebration and gratitude for the life and legacy of the deceased.
Today is the day that we have gathered here to mourn our brother Patrick, who has passed away. The message that Patrick has given us today is that whenever we are living on this earth, we should always keep in mind that our destination is not this earth. Our destination is to go to heaven. And going to heaven, we pass through death. And that is what a Christian should always think of, that our last day is to go to God through death that we always pass through.
Mashaka, the father, encouraged parents to support their children at school so that they become responsible citizens in future.
My message to the parents is that we should not keep our children at home, because without education, this world of today is, we cannot gain anything without education. The world of today needs education. Whenever we are keeping our children at home, we should keep in mind that we are keeping wrongdoers at home. As a catechist, I always encourage our Christians to take their children to school so that they can achieve education. Because without education, we cannot develop this world. When we need the development when we need to develop our nation, we should send our children to go for education, because in this era, without education, we cannot do anything. That is my message to all the parents around the globe.
The burial ceremony was attended by a large crowd of mourners, including head teachers, local leaders, members of community. He was survived by a widow and 10 children and was laid to rest at his ancestral home, Panyagoro Koba Village, Pakwash District. Alfred Jawok, Camilla Stansha, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And with that story, we have come to the end of our Nilecast news bulletin for this evening. And I want to thank you so much for always choosing West Nile Television for all the programs that runs every day. And I want to congratulate all the secondary schools that performed to their best in the recently released UCE results. As we still wait for the Senior 6 results to come out, please, I am still urging parents who are still keeping their children at home that let's send these children back to school. As I'd mentioned earlier on, that education is very important to our children and also to us who are the parents. So let's do the needful and send these children back to school, such that we cannot get issues of teenage pregnancies, we cannot get issues of drug abuse, we cannot get other issues. So it's very important for us to send our children back to school. And my name is Mercy Draru, the anchor, and from me to you, I want to say have a very blessed evening. And up next is the Kelele Show with Scovia, and don't forget to follow West Nile Television using all the different handles, and also get West Nile TV on our website, that is www.westniletv.co.ug. From me to you once again, have a lovely night, and may God bless you as you continue watching West Nile Television and keeping it locked on your set. Don't forget to move away from your television after. Thank you.